Hello, everybody. You're here with the Chocolate Bros, Brian and Adam.
I'm Brian.
I'm Adam. Process of elimination.
That's right. It would
Yep.
have been weird if you also said I'm Brian, right?
Adam didn't show up. We're both Brian.
We're both today. We're all Brian.
So we own Fortunato Chocolate. Check us out, www.fortunatochocolate.com. And we are undertaking a project to review a whole bunch of other companies' chocolate bars
Yeah.
and chocolate products, just to kind of see what the market is and see where we stand in relation to the market, and also maybe to kind of hone our own product development ability.
Yeah. Not only that, it's getting to be the warm time of the year. We don't use thermal packaging materials for both business and ecological reasons, and so a lot of our customers can't get our chocolate, properly in the hot months. This might help them find something, but there's another thing too, which is a lot of people are sort of get their chocolate at get supermarket level chocolate, and we really strive to keep our prices to make our prices affordable for somebody who's accustomed to paying supermarket prices, and to make it so that they can see what the difference is in quality and why it's worth paying a little more. So we wanted to maybe focus on some things that are easy to get, that we can get at the supermarket, we can get at PCC, we can get at Trader Joe's or so. This is not fancy chocolate, it's whatever we're finding on supermarket shelves. And we want to give an honest assessment of it, because people out there are going to see it, they might want to buy it. There's room in the business for everybody.
And this is some extra value that we can offer to our customers. If we can point you in the right direction during the time of year when you can't get our chocolate, then that's something good we can do. And also, we've been in the business 16 years. Brian lived in the jungle for 10 years straight, full time, with cacao farmers in northern Peru, buying and processing cacao. So this is something that we are knowledgeable on. Brian has been a judge for the international chocolate tasting competitions. Is that?
Oh, thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah,
That's true. I am a professional chocolate taster.
I'm an
right, yeah.
enthusiastic amateur, but I got 16 years of experience in this industry, and so this is kind of what we have to offer as well, which is kind of funny to be two grown men.
Yeah.
And what we got is we know about chocolate. I didn't see that coming.
I've been
But here we
driving.
are.
So like 40 years, but I'm not a professional driver. But I'm just saying.
Oh,
it's
so
fun, yeah.
you're taking
Yeah.
a dig at me that you're a professional chocolate
No.
taster.
I'm just making a comment for so that people can hear what I have to say.
Felt like a dig.
Nah.
All right, so here we are. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Theo organic lemon.
It might be a little, since you haven't figured out how to make the image appear right ways, folks.
It might be backwards, although yesterday when I rewatched the video, it was the right way.
Oh, okay. So maybe they're seeing it. So this is a Theo organic lemon 45% milk chocolate.
Okay, and now we know a thing or two about a high cacao percentage milk chocolate because we sell a 47% dark milk chocolate.
Right. This is
made with the cacao that we buy in
This is
Northern
a
Peru.
dark milk, and
Yeah.
if for anybody who is out there who's watching who doesn't know, dark milk is just a fantastic, underrepresented, underappreciated category of chocolate. It's milk chocolate. So the lowest end sort of chocolate that you can get, let's talk about a Hershey bar or something, is maybe 10-11% cacao, and what you're really getting is the taste of milk and sugar and cocoa butter. That's about it. When you get to a dark milk, you're getting some of the creaminess and some of the sweetness, but also you should be getting a more robust cacao flavor. The quality of the beans should shine through a little bit, and so it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's a little bit like having coffee with cream but no sugar. It's creamy but not overly sweet.
Good. Yep. So what you should be expecting from a dark milk chocolate is the creaminess and the richness of the dairy, and also and when you're doing a dark milk too, or any kind of milk chocolate, then the quality of the dairy has to be taken into consideration.
It has to be taken.
But
that's
so
right.
what we would expect from this is the creaminess of the dairy plus a strong cacao flavor because of the high cacao percentage, and not we wouldn't expect this to be overly sweet. Now, Theo, this is a 3-ounce bar. Theo is big here in the Pacific Northwest. We're in the Seattle area. They originate in the Seattle area. Their background is that they're one of the pioneers in buying cacao at fair trade prices and doing bean to bar. They've always bought their cacao, the bulk of their cacao in West Africa. So right off the top, I'm expecting us to get sort of a genetic variety of cacao in the flavor profile.
And it should be noted that Theo sort of pioneered going a little bit, paying a little more for their beans, but They had a financial crisis 8 or 9 years
I
ago,
think that's
something
right,
like
yeah.
that. And they made a notable move towards less expensive, lower quality beans, and the quality of their product was widely considered to have suffered. So this is second generation Theo, not first generation Theo, and that is widely considered in the industry to be a lower quality, lower priced product, and we're going to find out what the quality's like.
Although, yeah, so I think 8 or 9 years ago they brought in outside equity and outside capital, and then they recently sold the entire company to a bigger conglomerate in the Midwest, I think out of Indiana.
Yep.
They shut down their Seattle factory. So all of this stuff is now being made in a different place under the same brand.
Yeah.
So
and I wonder if this was.
but let me just say that this is a 3-ounce bar, and usually this would be retailing in the store for maybe like between $3.99 and maybe somewhere between $3.50 to $5. It doesn't say where it was.
No,
made.
it does. It says made in Canada. So this was not made at their Seattle
made in Canada.
factory.
Yep.
Or made in Canada. We'll just take a quick look at the wrapping. You can see the wrapping, and it's internally. It's got just a foil internal wrap.
I don't care for this kind of wrapping because it's not easy to close.
It's easier than the one yesterday.
It is.
The one. So this is a paper-backed foil.
Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't rip as easily.
That's right. So this is a paper-backed foil, and what that does is it allows it to be refolded and closed
Yeah.
so that it doesn't get so it's not exposed to the air.
I really like an envelope though. I don't like something that opens on the back. I like an
Yeah.
envelope that slides out and slides back in, and you could fold it over and close it.
It's
on
an
top.
extremely simplistic mold. It's hard to even see. It says Theo on it. It's really just thin. It's a lot thinner than yesterday.
Yeah.
And many people prefer a thinner mold. It makes the flavor a little bit more accessible, more surface area. But you can see there's nothing magic at all about this. A little beat up, but there's nothing magic at all about the molding. It's just a square with some break off lines and their logo on
And
it.
this is going to be lemon infused. So Brian, why don't you walk us through the protocol for professional analysis in chocolate tasting? Because yesterday I just started eating, and you took me to task for it.
Well,
so why don't you just give us a little lesson about how you do this on a professional
First,
level?
we take a seed from the cacao tree and we germinate it in sand. Okay, then we got to start at the
Oh,
beginning.
you're going all the way from the beginning.
Let's go back several million years to when proto cacao was just developing in the Amazon basin. Oh, okay, all right. Well,
Are we ready to taste?
moving ahead to now, typically what you would want to do is take the aroma before the flavor.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to release the aroma, you want to take your thumb and just rub it on it a little bit and heat up the surface, and then really get in there.
Now, do you want to give us your aroma notes, or do you want to taste it and then give it all together?
So to me, that smells like milk and sugar. That I don't really pick up any cacao or lemon notes. This is a lemon infused.
There's certainly no
chocolate.
lemon.
All I'm picking up is very
Dairy.
basic,
Mostly
standard, like
powdered dairy.
milk powder.
Yep.
Yeah, the dominant note there is
Yep.
milk powder.
Milk powder.
So
Yep.
having done that, typically you would take a tiny little nibble and kind of suck on it and let it melt on your tongue to acclimatize your tongue, and then you take a bigger bite and really savor the flavor. I do get the lemon. Putting it in there.
But it's a mild lemon.
Very mild. Well, that's good. You want balance. So there's an upfront hit of lemon, and then the lemon is, for all intents and purposes, gone.
And you want to go first, or you want me to? I'll
ahead.
some thoughts first. So when I am dealing in a dark milk chocolate, a 45% dark milk, I'm expecting at some point in the, at some point here in the development of the flavor, to get some kind of like really strong cacao flavor. And to me, it just never happens.
That's right.
It just never comes. You just never get the payoff that you're expecting from buying a milk chocolate with this high of a cacao percentage. I do like the lemon. I find the lemon pleasant. I want more lemon.
Yes, exactly. So
if
you can't have a stronger cacao
if
note,
you're not
then why
gonna
not have a stronger lemon note?
Because
Yeah.
basically what you're getting is like a kind of a waxy. I'm sorry, and look, we're going to be honest, but we're not
Yeah.
trying to be harsh.
No,
But
it's a little grainy. The processing is not as good as the Tony's Chocolonely was yesterday.
no, it is grainy. The texture is not good.
I would say typically you want chocolate to be around the 20 microns in fineness, and I would say that this is more like 40 microns in fineness. It's got a grainy texture.
So what I'm getting here is I'm getting some waxiness.
Yeah.
I'm getting the underlying lemon.
And
I'm
that
not getting a cacao payoff.
There may be fillers in here.
Now, if there's one, if there's one, what I would call
And maybe the lemon essential oil that they
what
used. Hard to say.
yeah, what I do like though, what I can give them one up high mark for, because this is a 47%, or pardon me, a 45% dark milk. It's not over the top sweet, so it's not cloyingly sweet.
It isn't cloyingly sweet, but there is a cloying flavor note. I would say it's probably I think it's what you just talked about. The quality of the milk powder that they have used is not great. So
No.
the beans seem to be okay fermented. I can't take, and the roast is not heavy-handed. It's not also too light. I'm not getting any off notes from the beans. I'm not getting any notes from the beans.
I'm not. It doesn't taste like cacao.
There's no particular cacao flavor that I can identify. What I'm really picking up is the texture and flavor
It's got sort
of
of
low-end milk powder.
Yes, and it's grainy.
Yeah.
I mean, the texture it's grainy and waxy at the same time.
Yeah, I'd say that
Which is not really a very good
the
combination.
lemon oil they used and the milk powder they used and probably the cocoa butter. This just screams low-end ingredients to me. It's not awful, but there's no reason to have it again because nothing stands out and you can just taste the quality is not there.
Yeah,
and that's just an honest assessment.
Yeah, and this kind of reminds me of like if you go to see a comedy at the movie theater, and you're waiting for the laughs, and you're waiting.
Yeah.
When am I going to start laughing here? And the laughs just sort of never come.
I feel like there was one good joke at the front end. I got a little hit of that lemon. I wanted more of that lemon. It didn't come. And then what came was the most base ingredient, the milk powder.
The only one thing that is, in my opinion, redeeming about this bar, which I was going down this path. At least it's not cloyingly sweet.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
So if you buy this bar and you eat it, you get some lemon, you get some dairy, and then at least you have a milk chocolate that is not blowing your mouth out with terrible over the top sweetness and sugar. So that's something.
It's really interesting too because yesterday I recall we had Tony's Chocolonely yesterday. I didn't love the first note, but I did like the kind of that nutty middle, and then the finish wasn't great. In this case, I kind of liked the first part. There's typically 3 phases of tasting chocolate. 4 really if you count the aroma. And then you've got the upfront note and then the flavor as it's really melting across your tongue, and then the tail or what stays in your mouth. Yesterday, I didn't really love the upfront or the tail, but the middle was okay. It was quite acceptable. Today, I like the upfront. The middle was kind of blah. I can't really tell you what's happening with the tail. There's just nothing there.
The tail's not there because on the whole, you just aren't getting any. There's not like a lot of chocolate flavor in this. So now you got this on sale for 44%. 44 cents.
Yeah,
pardon me, 44 cents, reduced price. So let me ask you a question, Brian. At 44 cents, if you saw this bar again at 44 cents, would you pick it up for 44 cents or would you pass it by?
So that's a great question because you're talking about the value proposition.
I am talking about the value proposition.
Because I'm not really enjoying eating it, I probably wouldn't, even though it's for the ingredients that are in here, it's obviously a ridiculously fair price.
Yeah.
Like if someone wants some chocolate, if someone ate this and loved it, then that 44 cents represents an absolutely smashing value. I'm not loving the chocolate, so even though it's a ridiculously low price, I probably wouldn't pay it because I just don't want to eat that chocolate.
So I kind of feel the same way. It's a good deal on calories.
That's right.
You can get some cheap calories here, but it's a sad thing when even at 44 cents, you just didn't like the product enough to even buy it for 2 quarters. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't feel like it was a good use of my time.
Yeah,
to experience this chocolate.
Those aren't
again.
the calories I want, and I would say this: I feel this chocolate could be a base for a better inclusion. That lemon wasn't bad. If they had more lemon oil, if they had more lemon oil or a different inclusion that was a little stronger and gave me what I was looking for, then yeah, it might even be worth the original $2.99 or whatever.
Even if you took something like some dried lemon hard candy or some lemon heads and just kind of chop those up, and put them in as an inclusion just to give it some texture and some crystallization,
a little acetic acid in there,
just a little somewhere. Even if you just double down on the amount of lemons, you just get like a lot of lemon with the creaminess, so it's almost like a lemon bar.
Make it pop.
Or a lemon meringue.
Make something pop.
Yeah, but this is so. This, if you see it on the shelf at full price, I think you're better off rolling the dice on something else. And probably. Let me ask you one last question before we sign off. Just so because I know how we do our new products, and by the way, we have a lime product.
That's right.
A key lime cookie bar.
Key lime cookie.
Yeah. What do you think the process is at a place like this? Do they have a tasting panel? do they check this out thoroughly before they put it on the shelves, or do you think they just kind of make it, dial it in, package it, send it out, and see what happens?
It's unthinkable to me that a company with as much history and as much capital and time and money invested in manufacturing capacity like Theo wouldn't have a tasting panel. I think this honestly strikes me as a panel of tasters that thought we're going to do the best we can with what we've got, and we're going for inoffensive.
Mm-hmm.
More than anything else. Like when they were thinking balance, what they were really thinking is we want to avoid any one thing not standing out in a negative way, and what they got is a mishmash that doesn't stand out in any way, plus or minus.
Okay, one last thing. I agree with that, and they're probably constrained by whatever's in the spreadsheet telling them how much they can spend.
Yeah, I think
now,
that's right.
one last thing I would like to say before I conclude, and then I'll hand it over to you if you want to say anything else. I do like the packaging.
Yeah.
And this is a good example of where you could have really pretty attractive packaging, and you have a brand like Theo that has a good backstory, and you might get fooled into buying a bar like this and thinking that what you're going to get is going to be something better than what it is. So this is a good lesson in how brand and packaging can trick you into thinking you're getting something that actually might not be there.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. I would say maybe subscribe to our channel.
You got to subscribe.
Yeah, and that way,
you're
you're not going to get you're not going to get drawn in.
Get those push notifications.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't want to just go get 44-cent Theo bars in the grocery store, go to www.fortunatochocolate.com. We have a range of products over there that I'm going to just be totally honest, I think are superior to this. But there's a lot of good chocolate out there, and what we really want is for everybody to find their perfect chocolate.
Yep. And our key lime bar is like heavy lime, and the milk chocolate is very creamy.
Okay, and we're over time, but so we take limes, fresh limes, and dehydrate and candy them and put them whole, slices of them whole onto a bar. We're talking about ingredients. That's the difference.
You want flavor, man.
Yeah,
you
that's the difference.
Want this stuff to be flavorful.
The flavor of the lime that we use pops in a way that this just doesn't, because the ingredient is just better, and the chocolate as well. So that's an honest assessment, and we're not trying to talk ours up. We're just being honest about what we caught.
And this is just this Theo bar. In the future, we may review another Theo bar that
we might love it.
I hope we do. That knocks our socks off. Yeah, we have no. We get no joy from not loving a chocolate bar. I mean, we're taking our time to do chocolate.
There's no return on our investment for not liking something. We're just trying to put information out there.
There you go. All right, we're gonna sign off. Thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you.
we'll catch you on the next episode of the Chocolate Bros Chocolate Tasting
Thank
Show.
you. This is my impression of you in our retail store greeting a customer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
But some people really like it. Have you noticed? Some people
they
really
like it a lot more than I do.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
Goodbye.